Hello, mixtresses and mixters. This is mixtressrae. You're watching Mixtress Video. So, let's do an unfair comparison that's not as unfair as the last one. So this is, look at this gorgeous bag. Did I show you guys this bag that I specifically got for my Telezma tarot to live in? So, Telezma tarot versus Voyager. So I just got Voyager yesterday. My very first Peggy bag. Gorgeous. Yes. Perfect for Voyager tarot. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So set aside the guidebook. We don't need to worry about that. They're both like big, thick babies. This one, cardstock, not very forgiving, not very flexible. This one is. Like, I haven't actually shuffled it yet, but so huge thank you to BB who gave me Voyager Tarot. And huge thank you to the creator of Telezma for giving me 50% off this deck. So Tara Cochran. Okay. This is something that I kind of need to do for myself. So let's get into it, shall we? No, okay, back to back. The backs of Voyager Tarot are pretty bad. But, you know, I'm really into sort of the so bad it's good, cheesy vibes lately. So, let's do it. It's the Fool Child. Look, it's the Fool Child. Oh, I'm going to have that problem where I can't really set the cards down. Because my little tiny ottoman that I insist upon doing everything on. To me, like, the artwork is more compelling in Telezma Tarot. But Voyager is much more affordable. Like, I mean, in my case, it was free, but like you can get it right now for 20 bucks. Whereas with Telezma, it's 75. So, and they are both like paper on paper collage. Voyager Tarot does have a more thorough guidebook from what I can tell. I just got this yesterday. So I have not really dipped into this. Plus there's like a sold separately guidebook that you can get with Voyager Tarot. I actually have it right here, so I might as well show you since I'm mentioning it. That is, you know, it's real chunky. It's real serious. Haven't gotten into that yet, obviously, because I just got this yesterday. In both cases, there's a lot to look at in the artwork. A lot to take in. But I'm really excited to work with. I think Voyager Tarot also will pair very well with Tantric Dakini. It's a lot of the decks that I've been getting lately pair well with Tantric Dakini Oracle. That is just becoming one of my favorite Oracle decks. Because it's also, you know, the paper on paper collage style, which I am super into. Like, I feel like I almost want to be a collector with this style of art. Not necessarily because, like, you know, it depends. Like, I don't have Ritual Tarot. It's just too expensive. So I may never have it, to be honest. But I am interested in it, but I may never have it unless someone like offers it to me in a trade or something like that, you know. But like, if I were to collect one art style, it would definitely be paper collage. Because I connect really well with it. Sorry, I'm talking, which means that I'm not really paying attention to what I'm looking at here. And I wish I was. Both of these were titled art. Like this one, I cut the titles off of the bottom. so that I could make this deck a little bit more of a manageable size. Devil's Play. And we do have this little goat down here. It looks very self-satisfied. I love a self-satisfied goat in a devil card. Like, always here for it, truly. And, you know, as Sylvain said in a recent video, like, people always say with collage decks, like, there's something new to see every time, but it's true. You know, every time I look at Telezma, I see something in the image that I didn't see before, even though I've spent many, many hours at this point staring at this deck, since I've had it for about a month now, and it's been my main deck that I've been working with. I love this moon card. All the birds, and there's also dolphins and a scarab and a couple of wolves, because there's this one here, and then there's also this little baby one over here in the corner. And the owl right here. This was an instant, like, as soon as I knew that Voyager Tarot existed, but I guess I don't know why I didn't consider it until now. Because it's exactly my style. So I have no idea how I've passed it up until now, but I have. But anyway, it came into my life at just the right moment, because now I'm just like, it was an instant classic for me. Like, I've had it less than 24 hours. And I just was immediately like, okay, yep, Voyager. Here it is. It's here. It's home. You know, that feeling. Some of the keywords, because there's keywords on the Minor Arcana in Voyager Tarot, are very curious. Like Illumination for Ace of Wands, that makes sense. But Purity for Two of Wands? I also just like, because religious iconography is kind of, as Sylvain says it, his shadow work, it's kind of my shadow work as well. I see a word like purity and I'm just like automatically triggered, but I'm getting better at working with it. I think I've drank too much caffeine today. My hands are shaky. Aspiration for Four of Wands. This is something that, like, I will probably do it off camera too before I shuffle. Interesting that these candles are not lit. That makes sense, I think, for a Five of Wands. A lot of bird energy in Voyager Tarot. Absolutely here for bird energy anytime. Anytime. Trust for Six of Wands. Sorry if I'm holding this at a weird angle, because I'm looking at it in person more so than I am on the viewfinder. Integrity. Integrity. Always interesting with keyword decks, right? Like, is it going to help and expand my knowledge of the card, or is it going to fuck with me? I always find it interesting at first, and then I get annoyed. Will I cut the keywords off of this deck? Only time will tell. I like the green borders, though, on this. It's just a very specific shade of green. Like, this deck came out in 1985. So it has existed almost as long as me. Oh, wait, what are we doing here? We got out of order. I'm gonna have to remember that, I think. I'm guessing the man is the knight in Voyager Tarot, but I am not sure. So I might be making even more unfair comparisons than usual. Look at the little kitty. The kitty. The black kitty. Ecstasy for Ace of Cups. Equilibrium. That feels more like a keyword for Two of Pentacles to me. Got some fish vibes in both of these cards. Yep. I think I'm gonna go against what I said a second ago about how I might do this by myself. You know what? I could just watch the video back because I really want to shuffle this. I really want to shuffle Voyager because I think even though it's a thick deck, the cardstock is pretty flexible, so I think it's gonna shuffle well. This one's interesting, like sorrow for Six of Cups. Absolutely do not see it that way. Seven of Cups, fear. I don't know, guys. Am I going to be able to deal with these keywords? The good news is I can just cut them off. Stagnation. I do think I can work with stagnation in an Eight of Cups because, like, that's the problem. You know, you've got, like, double stability in the Eight, and it's time to go. So you do reach stagnation in an Eight. And that's what leads you to move, right? Okay, princess versus child. Okay, we're good. We're good on that. I did it right this time. There are actual children in the child cards, and yeah, children, that's my shadow work. Truly, like, this child here in the middle looks a bit like, I don't know, kind of like Satan, maybe? Surfer is the Man of Cups. Surfer. Hey, and we got, like, you know, a snorkeler going here. I'm sure that Tara Cochran had some, she probably at the very least has Voyager Tarot in her collection, you know? There are actually, like, older people on the Sage cards, which is nice. I mean, look at these little happy people down here. Yes, I'm here for it. So this is gonna trip me up, I think. This took me a second, but crystals are swords. When normally, like, you see a deck with crystals as a suit, it's pentacles, you know? So that's gonna be an adjustment for me. It's very pretty though. Very pretty color story happening in this card. And creativity being Three of Crystals, you know, I could definitely see creativity being a key word for Three of Pentacles. I think it's just going to take me a second getting used to this deck as far as that's concerned. Oh, we've got, like, kind of these little blocks here reminding me of, like, elements. Five of Crystals, negativity. Six of Crystals, confusion. Some of these keywords are really gonna be hard for me. Seven of Crystals, dullness. I feel like I never really have insightful commentary whenever I'm doing these, because I can't actually process everything that I'm seeing and have something insightful to say at the same fucking time. Oh well. Nine of Crystals, narrowness. I mean, I guess if you define it sort of the traditional, like, anxiety, sleepless nights, you know, that means that your thinking is narrow. It's not expansive. When you're anxious, your thinking is very narrow. So I guess that makes sense if you're going to view Nine of Swords in that way. Delusion. See, like, you look at this image and it looks very positive to me. Like, I don't see delusion here. Child of crystals. Okay. All right. Man of crystals. Inventor. I'm definitely getting Kali vibes in both of these cards. Woman of Crystal. This was my first card pull from this deck. It wasn't even really like a literal card pull. It's just when I got it, I put it in order and I flipped through it several times, and this was the card that kept like catching my attention. So it was more like an intentional card pull, I guess. This is like my first favorite card, I guess would be a better way to put that. Sage of Crystals. Knower. Ace of Worlds. So worlds are pentacles. And we've got like all the planets represented here. Oh, I love this. I love the Two of Pentacles in both of these decks, but really loving. Oh, I didn't see this little snow fox hanging out down here. And then we've got kind of, I mean, this isn't a morning glory, but it looks like a morning. It's just kind of like a reflection of light on an aerial shot of some trees, I think, that was cut in the shape of a flower. Very interesting. Very cool. Nurturing. Oh, look, Julie, elephants. Elephants. Very interesting to have like an animal actively running in a Four of Pentacles card. I don't know how I feel about that. I've been ignoring the keywords. Maybe if I can just ignore them, I don't have to cut them off, right? Five of Worlds, setback. That could make sense though. Five of Pentacles, setback. Can go with that. Synergy. Man, I'm going through this kind of fast, but that's a good thing for my upload. Maybe I won't have to degrade the quality of this one. Hey, if you've got 720 on this one, that may never happen again. You can always pause, I guess, right? To look at it for longer. Change. So Nine of Pentacles is very squirrel vibes, because we got this little squirrel up here, this one down here, we've got a chipmunk here. Oh, I love it. I love it. Pumpkins. Very different interpretations of Nine of Pentacles with these two. Okay, I think this is officially going to transition into my... Interesting that we have like some like planet. Okay, we've got a circle of like, what is this, Jupiter? It looks like Jupiter to me. Is Jupiter the planet of the... Okay, hold please. Is Jupiter the planet? Does it tell us that shit in the guidebook? Is it like Jupiter in whatever? Let's see. I'm gonna look in the big book. 10 of coins, or 10 of worlds. 10 of worlds. It's by number in this book. So all the 10s are together. Okay, 10 of Worlds. Jupiter, yeah. Accumulate and consume. So just as an example, if you want to see a little bit about in like the bigger book that's sold separately, you've got a lot of different like associations and shit. So you've got like your upright and reversed, I guess, is evolved and unevolved. Shopping basket. Okay. So trapped in material luxury and seduced by material comfort that you become security conscious and lose the fortune mentality of continuous growth. Wow, that's my card of the month too. And that is absolutely a message I need to hear right now. Okay, cool. And then we have the astrology, the alchemy, time. You are rewarded in your pay period, bonus time, contract renewal, promotion, sale, a full shopping basket. Geomancy, shamanism. It's interesting that it's shamanism, I guess, is just like the natural things that are in the card. I guess there's no animals in this card, but golden poppy is in this card. Have fun, spread the wealth. And then you get the aura and the psychometry, money and shopping. Is there a shopping basket in this fucking card? Oh yes, right there. Shopping cart. That's why it keeps saying shopping basket. And we've got 10 representations of Jupiter because there's the ring. There are 8 inside the ring, and then there are these 2 here. Who knew I'd be concentrating on the 10 of Worlds so much? That's interesting. Okay. All right, moving on. Child of Worlds. That is cool because that's Knight of No, never mind. I was making an association that didn't make sense, so I'm just going to stop that. Preserver. Nice. Okay. I mean, I did a few flip throughs of this deck last night after getting it, but I think this particular flip through was even more helpful. Okay, hold on. Let me situate myself around the tripod so that I can actually shuffle. I'm thinking it's going to be okay, even though the cards are kind of thick. Oh yeah. Good bend. It's going to be great. I wonder what should I edge it in? I mean, I need to edge it in this color. That's what it needs to be, probably. Not really into these backs. This color story on the backs is not my thing. And I don't think it matches the borders on the fronts. Cards are a little awkward to handle. I think just because they're bigger. Let me do a size comparison. So yeah, it's about 1/2 inch wider than a standard tarot, and then maybe 1/4 inch taller. So they're not like gigantic, but I mean, it's because they're just so thick. I wonder if older versions of this deck are thinner. Everything wants to come out. Okay, so it's not easy to do overhand because it's so thick, but at least it's flexible. And it's like a little sticky, so it's sort of hard to get the cards back together when you're shuffling. Whatever. You guys probably don't care about my extremely thorough cardstock assessments. I know I keep having flyouts, but I'm not acknowledging them because I need to get a better shuffle in first before we do. I'll do like maybe a 3-card draw for us. And I'll do a little baby interpretation. So for those of y'all that I got like pretty good responses for my pick-a-pile reading last week, so I would like to state out loud an intention to do more pick-a-pile readings for you guys, because it took a lot out of me last week. It was extremely draining, but also very rewarding. And I'm going to go ahead and just because I want to shuffle this for a second. I'm also just like getting used to shuffling it right now. I just want to say I'm probably going to close my Etsy shop. So from now on, in the description below, you'll see my email next to tarot readings. So basically how it's going to work for now, and eventually I'll probably set up like a shop portal, like a website where you can actually pick what kind of reading you want and how long you want it to be and bullshit like that. But for now, I have my email in the description box below if you want a reading from me. Even though my Etsy shop is on vacation mode at the time and it's probably going to be closed because I don't really want to do working with Etsy right now. So here's how it's going to work is what I'm saying. For now, you will email me if you would like a reading and just let me know, like, do you want an audio reading or a video reading? How long do you want the reading to be? And then tell me a little bit about yourself and the questions that you will have during your reading. And then I will come back with okay, this is about how much I'll charge for that. And I don't know what my rates are going to be right now. I mean, they're not going to be, it's going to be like average $30 per half hour and $50 for an hour. That's about the case. It's going to be a little bit more if you want a video reading because I just have crap internet and it takes forever for me to upload, so I have to charge a little bit more for video readings. But in general, it's going to be like $20 for 15 minutes, 30 for an hour, 30 for half an hour, and 50 for an hour is about what I'm thinking at the moment, with a little bit tacked on, like an extra $5 tacked on if you want a video reading. So let me know, because I love doing readings for people, and I'm really scared that like me taking away the Etsy shop is going to mean that I won't get reading orders from people anymore. And I really want to do more readings for you guys. So that's going to be part of it too, is that likely I won't be getting as many reading orders from people for individual private sessions, which means I can funnel a little bit more of that energy into just doing pick-a-pile readings on the channel. And so I'm hoping to start doing that like at least once or twice a month is what I'd really like to be able to do. So that's me just stating like some future intentions for the channel and stuff like that. So, okay, what do we got? Strength. 3 of Worlds, which again is 3 of Pentacles, and Fool Child. I love all the bird action. Okay, so my relationship to this deck, I didn't even do any specific, like, whatever, who am I or anything like that. Lately, I've been getting a lot of strength in my initial readings with decks, though, which is good because, like, it means that my tarot decks are going to help me through difficult situations. They're going to help me gather strength. Look at this, like, screaming baby bird or something up here in the corner. Oh my god. And we got the elephants and apples and Saturn. Okay. What does that mean? I don't know. You decide. Working together. Me and this deck, we're going to work together really well. And it's going to be nurturing towards me. It's going to treat me like the fool child I know I am. And it's going to help me. Like, a lot of the times, like, my most new agey interpretation of the strength card is choosing love over fear, which is something that I do actually try to keep in mind. because those are just like the prevailing emotions. Either you can look at things positively or you can look at things negatively. You can go with love or go with fear. I mean, it's such a cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason, right? And that's how I view the Strength card in general. Okay, cool. You know what I want to do actually, before I really go? Okay, find the 9 of Cups, because it's my card of the day, and I am going to transition right now into using this deck for however long I want. So I'll just take a little look at the 9 of Cups. We actually do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cups, and they look like some delicious cocktails. We got some wine. We got like a hibiscus daiquiri or frozen daiquiri situation happening there. I don't know. That looks really good. I want that. I love a hibiscus drink. Really do. Hibiscus is like one of my favorite flower flavors. Okay, I am going to shut up now. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.